Welcome to the technical webinar introducing Schedel's ePuro particle filter system. To start off, we just wanted to go into the background story to explain why we've introduced this product and why we believe it's needed going forward. The question is, why the concern about emissions and why the need for reduction? And the issue is to do with both volume of emissions and in particular it's to do with the small particles which are released from burning fuels. So if we think about small, then let's think first about a grain of sand, which is about 90 microns in diameter, so pretty small. Then let's think about a human hair, which is just over half the size of that, so between 50 to 70 microns. Then when we look at dust or pollen, the diameter is reduced still further to around 10 microns. But when you're burning fuels, the size of the particulates can be down as low as 2.5 microns or less. So we're talking absolutely tiny. We're talking about things that are invisible to the naked eye. So this is why there's concern, because once you breathe these particles in, they get very deep inside the lungs, into the bloodstream. So here is where the damage can be caused. When we breathe in air, we're breathing in a mixture of liquids, gases, and solids, which includes water and oxygen, but also dust, pollen, and other airborne chemicals and particles, which are known collectively as particulate matter, or PM. The smallest PM particles are created from multiple sources, which include the combustion of solid and liquid fuels, power generation, domestic heating, in-vehicle engine emissions, and even friction from tires and brakes on vehicles. The most damaging particles are minuscule particles, known as PM10 or PM2.5. The most damaging particles are the very smallest because they get the furthest into the body. Invisible to the naked eye, they're small enough to pass through the lungs, into the bloodstream and into the organs where they can cause damage. Legal limits for PM2.5 in the UK are currently set at nearly twice the level that is recommended by the World Health Organization. So this is something that has to change and will be changing as we go forward. These limits are going to be reduced, and therefore we as an industry must play our part in resolving the issue. We have to lead the argument and we have to bring solutions to the table. There has been a lot of scientific work carried out to study this area. One of the leading countries in Europe in this field is Germany. Following studies in Germany, they estimate that 16% of all fine dust matter can be allocated to emissions from wood-burning appliances. DEFRA in the UK originally estimated this figure to be 38%, but following more recent studies, they've now moved far more in line with Germany and other European markets, and now estimate the figure to be around 17%. So it's pretty much in the same ballpark as the German figures. This fine dust can be highly toxic and there is a risk of disease of the respiratory tract and cardiovascular system. Fine dust is most concentrated close to the source of the emissions, so this is where action needs to be taken first. As we can see from the pie chart here, sourced from the Bavarian Office of the Environment, vehicle emissions from exhaust gases and dust from tires and brakes amounted to around 57% of total emissions in their study. However, as we know, things are moving forward. There is a major move towards electric cars. This will reduce exhaust emissions going forward, although not the dust from tires and brakes. So what are we doing as an industry? We too have got to move forward. Let's look at what we can do now to actually help with this in a practical way. First thing we can do is to ensure the best possible combustion of the fuels used within the appliances. We can offer room-sealed systems with controllable primary and secondary air. We should always use good quality fuel. So dry wood with maximum 20% of humidity will help. A high-quality chimney system working with a high-quality stove needs to be well maintained. So the end user and the chimney sweep have a huge role to play in this. Schiedel recommends regular cleaning of the chimney system to maintain performance. This is covered in our installation instructions, covering ongoing maintenance post-installation, where we recommend that any chimney serving a solid fuel appliance should be swept twice a year. Even the correct lighting of the fire will help reduce emissions, so end user awareness is critical, and here the the chimney sweep can also play an important role in ensuring that the end user is aware of best practice. We have already taken major steps within the industry. The Stove Industry Alliance, the SIA, estimates that by using an eco-design compliant stove using high-quality fuel, this would reduce total emissions of the smallest particles, the PM2.5, to less than 1.5% of total UK emissions of these smallest particles. Appliances accredited to Clear Skies, in an initiative led by our industry, will reduce these emission figures still further. This is great news going forward. However, what about the appliances that are already in place and which do not benefit from this latest technology? This is where we need to be looking at things. We need to be providing solutions for the existing appliances to improve their performance and work with councils to show what can be done using retrofit solutions. At a time when the cost of heating our homes is becoming ever more of a burning issue, the wood-burning stove can provide an economical solution, and together with the appropriate filter, can help reduce fine dust emissions by anything between 70 and 95%. Clearly, it will depend on the appliance that is in situ already. It will depend on the quality of the wood that's being burnt as to how efficient it can be. As we build up in the cycles, it becomes more efficient up to a certain point, but then we need to ensure that there is regular maintenance and sweeping of the chimney to ensure the performance of the appliance is not reduced through the flue way becoming restricted. So in terms of practical solutions, what can we offer now? When we look at the technologies that are already available out there, there are cyclones, there are wet dust collectors, and there are fabric filters. All of these things exist in the market now, but Sheedal has opted to go down the route of electrostatic precipitators, or ESP filters. The advantages we see are that, one, the process is highly efficient, even for particulate matter of less than 1 micron in diameter. 2, the unit has a minimal effect on draft and therefore pressure drop within the system. And 3, the unit has very low operating and maintenance costs. So we're looking at something that is using about the same amount of energy as a light bulb. And once in place, it is a very simple and low-cost solution. As a drawback of ESP, if you have a power cut to your home, then this would interrupt the operation of the filter. But as soon as energy is restored, then operation will restart. But these days, I think we can say that we're fairly safe in terms of ongoing electrical supply. The second issue is flocculation, or clumping of the particles. But again, through regular cleaning and maintenance of the chimney, this problem will be avoided. There's no need to sweep the chimney any more frequently where an ESP filter is being used. The standard cleaning cycle should be followed. So the operation of the filter. The ePuro filter is used at the termination of the chimney. It is a retrofit product which is fixed to the existing brick stack and connected to a high voltage electrical supply. A sharp-edged electrode, which is made from spring steel, is inserted into place via the chimney kit. The exhaust gases containing the particulate matter flow through the chimney in the usual way. Electrons are emitted via the high voltage electrode when connected to the current. The electrostatically charged particles move to the wall of the chimney. These particles then gather in clumps on the wall of the chimney and can be removed safely during the standard sweeping process. The filter is supplied as a kit, including all fixings to attach the kit to the brick stack and to hang the kit from the branch of the chimney kit. The chimney kit consists of an anchor plate for fastening the kit to the brick stack, a T-piece which connects to the anchor plate, a pipe length which connects to the branch of the T, and locking bands to fasten the T to the anchor plate and the pipe to the branch of the T. Maintenance of the system is easy, as the electrode is made from spring steel, so we'll simply deform and move to the side during the sweeping process and spring back into position once cleaning is being carried out. Step 1 is to switch off the current to the filter. Step 2, sweep the chimney. Step 3, switch the current back onto the filter, and the product is now ready to go once again. Thank you very much for your attention, but please do not hesitate to contact us if you require any further details.